Hi students, welcome to Plus 2 Computer class. So we are discussing our chapter Advances in Computing. The various computing methods and technologies we were discussed. In the previous video, we already seen artificial neural network. Actually, artificial neural network is belonging to the computational intelligence paradigms. Okay, the commonly used computational intelligence paradigms or structures are artificial neural network, fuzzy systems, swarm intelligence, evolutionary computing. So these are the commonly used terms, and after that we discuss the application of computational intelligence. Applications of computational intelligence. Examples are biometrics and robotics. So which are the different fields there where we are using robotics for their working. You know, robot is an electromechanical device, or it works according to the instruction already stored into them. So some of the situation or some of the places were not for a human, the working is not an easy task. At that moment or at that places we can now replace human by robots. Okay. And then we are going to the next section of computing, that is the different aspects of computing or applications of computing. So in this video we are going to discuss computer vision, the difference between human vision and computer vision, and also we will discuss natural language processing or NLP. Then after that, automatic speech recognition, bioinformatics and geographical information system or GIS. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to discuss in this video. So we will start with computer vision. Computer vision. So we can specify for a human vision means the identification. When you see an object, the identification, that means the color identification, the shape identification, then the height identification. For a human being, it is very easy task. So by conclusion, at that moment, immediately by looking an object, it can identify that particular object. It may be human or it is a person or whatever it is, we can easily identify. But for a computer, suppose a cat picture is present. Suppose you want to identify a cat using your computer. Then it is not an easy task. For a human, it is an easy task. When a cat is sitting in front of you, or he is sitting in a sofa or in anywhere, we can easily find out, or when we look at on that object, we can easily find out it is a cat. But for a computer, it is not an easy task. So to identify a cat image or to identify a cat, the first thing is all the different types of cats along with their pictures want to be stored in computer memory. That will be the first task. So all the pictures, small, big, then when they are in which manner they are sitting, in whatever manner we are sitting, all that positions. Okay, all this information you want to feed in computer memory. Then only the computer will identify it is a cat. Okay, so the identification of that particular object is very complex task for a computer, because for a normal human or for a human it will be an easy task, but for a machine or using computational intelligence it is not an easy task. So before that they want to identify, or they want computer want to collect, or computer want to fill with all these pictures, or how they are moving, or how they are looking, or what is its behavior, everything you want to insert into computer memory. Then only the computer will identify that particular object or identify that object. Okay, so that is known as computer vision. When a computer is viewing the object, its vision is 3D format. 3D format means resolution, their movement and their size, color, everything want to identify. For a human, it will be an easy task. For a computer, it is not an easy task. That is called computer vision. Okay, then the computer vision was initially developed in military application. It is an important component of artificial intelligence. Okay, computer vision is an important term that we are using in AI. Then and robotics. Subdomains of computer vision include scene reconstruction, then event detection, video tracking, object recognition, learning, indexing, motion estimation and image. Then here already mentioned scene reconstruction. So you know, when any of the incidents or accidents are happens, then in news channel we can view that scene is again reconstructed. For example, plane crash. Okay, if you don't know how it has happened, then using computer and also using graphic, we can reconstruct that accident again, and you can identify the points and also identify the faults of that particular machines. So when an accident or any of the major issues are happen, then at news channel they will provide the reconstruct. That means they will reconstruct the scene. Okay, so we can easily identify, or the informations will be clear to the users. So that also will be possible using computer visions. Okay, and while watching cricket also, replay will be there, no? By using replay, we can easily identify the exact reason for that. So all these we can perform using computer vision. Actually, it is one of the main advantage of computer. That means we can reconstruct and also we can replay that particular situation or that particular video. For all these places, we can make use of computer vision. That means actually the vision will be 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional. The entire information will be scanned by that particular computer. So that is called computer vision. Computer vision is the construction of explicit, meaningful description of the structure and the properties of the 3-dimensional world from the 2-dimensional images. Okay, 2-dimensional images, we are converting it into 2-dimensional images. That is known as computer vision. Okay, then second one, natural language processing. Natural language processing. In natural language processing, we are discussing about 3 different aspects. First one is NLP, then NLU, and next one is NLG. Natural language processing. Natural language processing. This is called NLP, natural language processing. Then natural language understanding. Natural language understanding. Then third one, natural language generation. Natural language generation. So these are the 3 aspects that we are using: natural language processing, natural language understanding, and natural language generation. All these 3 terms you want to implement using computational intelligence. Natural language processing means when suppose you want to communicate with the computer, then we can use natural language. Is it possible? No. You know, computer only understood binary language. So whichever language we are using, that will be converted into binary format. Then only the computer will identify that language. Then the second aspect was natural language understanding. For a human it will be an easy task, but for computer it is very complex task, natural language understanding. So when we are communicating, so if the pronunciation is different, then the computer will not identify that language. Okay, so all these belonging to computational intelligence category. Then natural language generation. Natural language generation means if the computer identified that language or the message communication is over, then computer want to respond. So to respond, computer want to generate natural language again. So that is known as natural language generation. Okay, natural languages are the languages which are spoken by the people. Natural language processing is a branch of computer science focused on the developing system that allows computer to communicate with people using any of the human language. Actually, it is a branch. In that branch, they are working to communicate with the computer using their own natural language. Then any of the language we can use. There is no need to learn any of the programming language. Normally we are studying programming language to communicate with the computer. If the computer understands natural language, then you don't want to study any of the programming language. By using our language we can communicate with computer. Then NLP does two things. Actually, natural language processing consists of two steps. That is natural language understanding. That means the computer want to understand our language, and after that for reply computer want to generate natural language. Then in the same natural language they will respond. That is the next branch, natural language processing. Then in some of the mobile phones also we can communicate, but in all these we are using English language. So there will be limitations. Then according to that we are communicating with computer. Then next one is automatic speech recognition. Automatic speech recognition. In automatic speech recognition, or one more name is ASR. Okay, you know we can communicate with Google using your voice. Open Google. We can say like this. Open Google. So when we say this, automatically this voice is transferring to any of the ASR software associated with Google. Okay, what is ASR? Automatic speech recognition. So first it will identify the words that given by the programmer or the user, and then it will handle that thing to Google. As a reply we are getting, not as natural language we are getting, as a reply we are getting the corresponding web pages. Okay. So here, natural language processing refers to artificial intelligence method of communicating with a computer in natural language like Malayalam, Hindi or any of the languages. So this can be accomplished, or this can be accomplished by using ASR or automatic speech recognition. So that is implemented. So we can ask any of the thing using Google. Suppose you want to search of any of the web page, that you can use our voice. So automatically speech recognition software will work. According to that we will get the web page as result. Okay, so that is known as ASR, automatic speech recognition. So natural language processing, natural language understanding and also natural language generation, along with ASR also we are dealing with voice, natural language, how we are communicating. So if voice can communicate, then what about handwritten copies? So you don't want to type anything, you can submit your handwritten copy to the computer, then computer will read the instruction written in handwritten format. You don't want to type anything. That is another concept. Optical character reader. Next concept was OCR and HCR. Another concept, OCR and HCR. OCR stands for optical character reader. Optical character reader, that you already know. In character we can easily identify. Optical mark reader, to identify marks. In entrance form also we are using optical mark reader. Like optical character reader means computer will identify the character written on a particular paper using OCR technology. Then, and one more approach, that is called handwritten character reader. Handwritten character reader means we can directly write anything and we can transfer that into computer. Then computer will understand our handwritten copy as data. That is called HCR, handwritten character reader. But the implementation of HCR is not an easy task, because all the languages along with different, you know, the handwriting of different users will be different. Okay, so not all are having the same handwriting, all are having different handwriting. So all that handwriting computer want to identify. Okay, so it is not an easy task for HCR. Automatic recognition of handwritten text was regarded as an important and challenging research area of computational intelligence. Then engineers are even before the advent modern electronic computer. According to the way in which the handwriting data is generated, two different approaches are present in HCR, online and offline. Two different approaches, online and offline. Through internet we can transfer, otherwise offline means there will be no network connection, then only we are feeding data. These are the two approaches, online and offline. Then the data are captured during the writing process by a special pen on an electronic surface. Actually, for implementing HCR, one special pen is provided. Using that special pen, we can write over any of the surface. You know, when you are going for the hospitals, doctors are writing their prescription on a particular screen. So when you are going for the pharmacy, you will get the medicine along with that particular list also we will get. In that list, the doctor's handwritten copy is present, but not in pen, it using photostat format. So the doctors are writing on a particular surface, that same handwritten copy is converted into soft copy of computer. Then according to that, the medicine list is generating and the medicines we are getting from the pharmacy. Okay, so that is also an example for HCR. Some special terms were introduced, but not all them is implemented. This is for transferring data from one particular place to other. That means doctor's room to pharmacy. Only that for that purpose. Okay. Then next one, the last one is bioinformatics. Bioinformatics. Bioinformatics means we are arranging the information, especially relating to biology, that means genes and all, in computer memory, and also we are processing. Nowadays medicines are required, then according to the genes and also according to this we can, that means bioinformatics is the application of computer technology of the management of biological information. To handle biological information, it is using bioinformatics. Then after that, computers are used to gather, store and analyze biological data, especially genes, fingerprint identification, DNA identification, cross-matching, all is belonging to bioinformatics, management of biological features. Then the last term in this chapter was GIS. GIS stands for Geographical Information System. Geographical information means actually this GIS is used for weather forecasting and to identify a person on a particular place and to find out the longitude and latitude of a particular object, then population, then different places. For all these we can store into any of the geographical information system. In your textbook, two pictures are already given that indicate what are the examples for GIS. Okay, actually it is used in weather forecasting and all. Actually GIS is a system for capturing, storing, checking and displaying data related to various positions on Earth's surface. Example is Google Map. Then GIS can show many different kinds of data on map, that means places, longitude and latitude, roads, railway station, all the important terms we can view. This enables people to easily see, analyze and understand the pattern and relationship. Then already in your textbook is given, each village in Kozhikode district is given as a GIS format. Then GIS can be applied to in different places like soil mapping, agricultural mapping, forest mapping, e-governance, water resource management, natural disaster assessment, etc. The benefits is better information, higher quality analysis. All these are the different advantages of GIS. Okay, so hope you understood these are the different aspects of computer vision. So again we will revise the topics that we studied from this video. We started with computer vision, then after that natural language processing, natural speech recognition, then bioinformatics, geographical information system. So these all are the applications of computational intelligence. So by this we are concluding this chapter. Actually this is a theory chapter. It consists of small portions. So please read your textbook thoroughly and try to find out the answer from your text back question. So here I am giving some of the questions that you want to write in your notebook. Explain bioinformatics and what is GIS. Okay, then the next video onwards we will discuss our next chapter, ICT and services. So we will discuss the remaining section in the next video. Okay then, thank you.